Hello, welcome to this little tutorial I have here for you. It's basically just going to be introductory Java, like very basics, because I myself am not some kind of Java pro. I'm, also sort of a beginner, so I'm going to teach you a couple things, the very basics, how to basically start, how to create your own program. I'm going to teach you just a bit about variables like numbers, how to print things, and that's about it for today, this episode. So the first thing you're going to do, this is just for beginners, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to download BlueJ, and I prefer BlueJ over Eclipse because I know how to use it better and it's kind of more beginner friendly. So you're going to want to download BlueJ, and you can do that just by going onto Google and typing in BlueJ, and it's available for Macs and PCs, I believe. So once you have BlueJ, you open it up and you get this kind of window, and you can't really do anything. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a new project, and what that's going to do is it's going to create a folder basically on your desktop where you can where all your programs and all your projects are stored. So I'm going to name this test. Right here, I'm going to name this test, and it's going to create a new thing right here on my desktop, and it's just going to be where it saves all my projects to. That's going to be the place on my computer where it's all going to be accessible. So once I have this, I now have the option to create a class and do all this stuff, and this is for later. So I'm going to make a new class, and here's this class abstract interface, applet, unit test enum, and then these are all just different things. Class is just kind of what we're going to start off with. It's basic. Applet, for example, is making an image, and we can go over that later. So I'm going to name this test1. And here it is. This is kind of like where all your programs are going to be displayed. So I double click this, and it gives you all this writing. And we don't really need this. We'll just delete it, and we're going to start from scratch. So first thing I'm going to do is public class test1. What this does is this is basically the standard heading for any program that you're going to do. It's public means it's public, class means it's a class, and versus like an applet, and test1 is just the name of the project. So this is basically going to be constant throughout most of your projects, unless you're doing some other things that I'm not really sure about. So once we have this, we're going to do another thing that's basically also a header. So public static, sorry if my typing is kind of loud, string args. This is also not extremely important. This is just another header, public static. This is just like the main method where most of your things go get processed and what happens where. Static, void, and public, they're also not too important. Void just basically means there's no return statement. It's not going to return anything. Static, we'll learn about those kind of things later when they become important and necessary. Like string, args, just an array. So those things we can ignore for now, but this is just going to be kind of standard code for the first few beginning programs. So with this program, what we're going to do is just going to make it print a couple things. So first thing we're going to do is write this system.out.print, and so what this does is this allows us to print whatever we want right here. So as long as there's a quotation marks, what that means is that whatever that's between the two quotation marks, it's just going to be printed. You can do whatever you want here. You can, it doesn't really matter what you do, and it's all just going to be printed how it is. So we're going to start off by saying something standard for something standard for every program, and it just says hello world. Oops, failed typing. Hello world, and we close the parentheses, and at the end of each statement in Java, except for the headers, there's going to be a semicolon. That way the BlueJ knows when you're finished with the line. So this is just all this is going to do is it's just going to write the words hello world, and so once we finish that, we're going to hit compile. Compile is just going to basically kind of save it and make sure there's no errors, so it can print what's printed here. So we can compile. It'll say no syntax errors. So if, for example, you were to forget a semicolon, you would compile and it'd say semicolon expected. It would highlight this line and say semicolon expected. So it'll tell you, it'll help you out and say, hey, you're missing a semicolon. So you compile, it's done, and you can go back to your main window, right click, or if you're on a Mac, control click. Click. This is basically going to run the program. But press OK, and it'll say hello world. So that's like very beginning stuff. So another thing you can do in Java, which is nice, is you can create variables. As if you were, let's say, in algebra, you can create a variable called x. So we can do that here. So we initialize it as an integer. Int basically means it's an integer. It's not going to be a word. It's just going to be a number. That's not that's not like something point something. It's just an integer, as in 1 through 10 or any number that's not a decimal. So we can call this 5, or x equals 5. X being the title of the integer, and semicolon as always. And now we have this. And the reason we have x equal 5 written here, and then we can print it like this with x. The reason we do this is so we can actually use x and, let's say, multiply it or add to it or divide by it or use it as whatever we want to, versus if we were just to do this and type in 5, it'll print 5 and it'll work fine, but we can't really use that information. Versus if we were to put x here, it'd still do the same thing, but we can manipulate that number and do whatever we want to it. For example, if I were to make another integer called y and make it, let's say, 40, I can actually add these two. So I can do x plus y, and it'll give me the sum, 45. Versus if we were just to put this inside of quotation marks and we put 40 plus 5 plus 40, then it's not going to give us a sum. It's just going to write 5 plus 40. So that's why we use variables like this. So I think I'm going to actually wrap up this episode for now and then continue on later. So I'm sorry if I'm kind of going fast. This is just I'm not like some kind of professional teacher. I'm just kind of doing this to help out whoever's trying to start out. And so if you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll be sure to go back and read your comment and respond. So if you have any questions on like why I put something in, what I did, how I did something, then leave a comment and I'll be sure to get back to you. So thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video. It really helps out a lot. Lets other people see what's going on. So leave a like, subscribe for more of these kind of videos, and I'll see you guys later.